Hey, it's Sam. I am. Do not like green eggs and ham, but I do like green glowing mushroom prints. This is Timeplast glowing plant vitamin filament. We're going to be taking a look at how to print pretty consistently with this material. I've gotten a few comments just asking me how my process is and what I do to get good results. So step one is going to be drying it. Now the dryer I have here maxes out at 55 degrees Celsius. Um, but if you have taken a look at the manufacturer's website, they state that you should dry it at 155 degrees Fahrenheit or 68 degrees Celsius for minimum 2 hours. So with mine being a lower temp dryer, one thing you can do to get away with that is to just simply leave it in the dryer for longer, at least double the amount of time, and that's going to help you a lot. Another way to get around that is to re-spool the material onto a mini spool, and you can stick that in a food dehydrator. But little note there is that it will probably warp your spool, as you can see here. It also may carry some risk to um, fire or other hazards, as this is definitely not what the food dehydrator is built for. So just make sure you're monitoring everything if you do something like this. Our second step in the process is to ensure that the print surface is clean. Just use a little bit of soap and water to rinse the bed thoroughly. You can use a cloth or a sponge for extra abrasion as well. And once you have it nice and dry, we'll apply a few smears of isopropyl alcohol. I'm using 91% isopropyl here. Other concentrations may work as well. It really shouldn't matter as long as we're getting a good and thorough clean in here. I think what the ISO will do after you wash it with soap and water is just kind of get rid of any extra moisture on the print surface, and as well as help with cleaning. If you ever accidentally get ISO on your hands, you'll notice that your skin tends to dry up. It's probably the same kind of effect here on the print surface. So once you have it good and dry, stick your bed back on your printer. Uh, and what I do here is just apply a thorough like covering of glue. I'm just using a glue stick from Elmer's. Just make a few passes and try to fill in any blanks if I miss any spots. This is really going to help your adhesion, so don't skip this step. Now I'll go through my settings one by one here. Don't really pay attention to what any of the profiles are named. They should work on most every Timeplast material, especially the ones I've worked with, being the cleansing material, the desiccant, passive cooling, seal and repair. Those are the ones I have personal experience with, and these print settings work pretty well. And if I haven't mentioned already, I am working on the Creality CR-10 printer. This is a pretty budget-friendly printer. Um, it cost me $50 on Craigslist. So you don't really need anything like big and fancy to work with this material. With a little bit of patience and trial and error, I believe you can get this to work as well. Um, so don't give up. Uh, if you need to, just slow down the video. You should see those options right in YouTube. To do that, you know, like slow it down to 25 or 50%. I also tried to put the settings, or the key settings in the description, or possibly on Patreon. I don't have that set up right now, but in any case, I'll leave those in the description for you. Yeah. Once you're ready, plug in that SD card or send your cheat code to print, whatever process you follow for that. Also going to set up a time lapse on my Reolink E1 Pro camera that I have mounted inside the enclosure. thought I might be able to do a glow time lapse, but I didn't really see that come out as well as I hoped. We'll see another time lapse coming up here in this video that is more cleared, so stay locked in for that one. Here it is coming off the print bed. I like to hear that slow crackle as it peels away from the print surface. Very satisfying. And let's do another slice and dice. This time we'll do 5% infill, whereas the last print was at 20% infill. I also like to print Timeplast with no support, no brim, no skirt. I think it helps, at least in my case, to start printing the object immediately. Supports, brims, skirts, other adhesion types may leave room for error, especially as this material is rubbery and has some flex to it. I found when using supports and the other adhesion types that sometimes the material will string and flex or pull on the object, but your experience with the material may vary, of course. We'll apply another layer of glue to the bed. It helps to do this after every print and will help to do another thorough cleaning with soap and isopropyl after 5 or more prints. This is my homebrew ventilation system, where I've taken 4-inch duct into a 4-inch to 2-inch reducer, venting outside, but it all goes through a Levoit air purifier with the motor taken out and then replaced with an inline blower, which you can just get at the box stores for like 30 or 40 bucks. Here's that clearer time lapse. And here's our 5% infill finished product. There are definitely some artifacts going on, but all in all, I think it came out very well. And you can always smooth the print out with a damp paper towel, like you would sandpaper on PLA or any other rigid material. For the glow effect, just like any other glow-in-the-dark product, we'll need some cool UV light or sunlight to charge up the print. So these I just stuck out for a day, but I found that leaving it in sunlight even for a day, and it might have just been because light was passing through the window here, it might have worked better to leave it outside. But I found that it gave kind of a minor glow effect even when leaving it outdoors, as you can see here. Um, but yeah, let's instead of that, we'll put it under black light for a few minutes. You'll see that they'll even start to glow a little bit under the black light, which is pretty cool if you have access to one of those. And this is after soaking up the black light. Yeah, look at that glow, dude. This is straight from my phone, no edits. It was actually really vivid in person as well, which is impressive. Yeah, hope you guys like this guide. If you have any questions, as always, drop them in the comments. Like and subscribe. Appreciate you. Check me out on printables at Nassau Computer. Thanks. Cheers.